understand them. She is called many things, sometimes even sensitive, but it's not always a good thing. It's something to be fixed. No one calls the boy sensitive. They do call him gifted when he reads and writes above his grade level, and he eventually gets permission to spend lunch hours in the school library. It frees him from the roar of the lunchroom, and it's less alarming than a drain pipe. His peers have other words for him. They call him weird, or that worst of all word, wuss. It doesn't help that he can never hide his big feelings, that he sometimes cries at school, and that he breaks down when he sees bullying, even if he's not the victim. But as he grows older, he increasingly is. The other boys have little respect for the dreamy kid who prefers a walk in a forest over a football game, who writes novels instead of coming to parties, and he has no interest in vying for their approval. It costs him. He gets shoved in hallways and mocked at lunch, and gym class may as well be a firing squad. He is seen as so soft, so weak, that an older girl becomes his biggest bully, laughing as she writes obscenities on his shirt with a marker. He cannot admit any of this to his parents, least of all his dad, who told him the way to handle a bully is to punch the person in the face. The boy has never punched anyone. Both the girl and the boy, in their separate lives, start to feel as if there is no one else like them in the world, and both seek a way out. For the girl, the solution is to withdraw. By high school, each day overwhelms her, and she comes home so fatigued that she hides in her room from her friends. She often stays home sick, and though her parents are nice about it, she wonders if they worry about her. For the boy, the way out is to learn to act tough. It's to say he doesn't care about anyone, as if he could take them all on. The attitude fits him about as well as a grown-up's army helmet, nor does it have the intended effect. Rather than coming to respect him, the other kids avoid him completely. Soon the boy is skipping school and hanging out with the clique of stoner artists, people who feel as deeply as he does, who don't judge his way of seeing the world. The girl finds acceptance in an abusive church. The church members don't think she's weird, they assure her. They think she has miracle powers, even a special purpose, as long as she does everything they say. What no one says is, you're perfectly normal. You're sensitive. And if you learn how to use this gift, you can do incredible things. The missing personality trait. In common usage, sensitive can mean a person has big emotions, crying for joy, bursting with warmth, wilting from critique. It can also be physical. You may be sensitive to temperature or fragrance or sound. A growing body of scientific evidence tells us that these two types of sensitive are real, and that they are in fact the same. Physical and emotional sensitivity are so closely linked that if you take Tylenol to numb a headache, research shows you will score lower on an empathy test until the medication wears off. Sensitivity is an essential human trait, and one that is tied to some of our species' best qualities. But as we'll see, it is still not widely understood by the public, despite being well studied by the scientific community. These days, thanks to advances in technology, scientists can reliably test how sensitive a person is. They can spot differences in the brains of sensitive people on functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI scans. And they can accurately identify the behavior of sensitive people in scientific studies, including the powerful advantages that come with being sensitive. Yet most people, perhaps your boss, your parents, or your spouse, do not think of sensitivity in this way, as a real, measurable personality trait. More to the point, sensitivity is often seen as a bad thing. We discourage it in our kids. Stop crying or shake it off. And we weaponize it against adults. You're overreacting.